Hey you guys, my name's Chopstick. This is Chopstick's Vlog. This is my weekly vlogging channel. I post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I usually try and post twice a week, but I mean I work a lot, so I don't know. But like the title of the video says, this is about my time in Greece. I'll get to the rapey part in a minute. This all started because I was on a tour in Europe for 33 days and we visited 17 countries. I went all over the place. It was really crazy. I've got plenty of stories. I'm gonna do a little series and tell you guys all about it. But while I was there, I went sailing in Greece. And the first day we went sailing, we had to drive by bus. So we drive to the dock and we get off the bus and we get into this little town. There's 5 different boats, so it's like 8 people to a boat and like there's 40 people. We match up with our people. I get something to eat. I had a Greek salad and it was all tomato. It was literally all tomato, not what I expected at all. After we ate and got everything, we get into our boats and we go sailing. We sailed for 3 hours. The water was beautiful, so clear. It looked like the boats were floating almost. Perfect breeze, the sun was out. But we sailed for 3 hours and we get to our first destination and it's like a little island and we're pulling up. So there was a little lagoon right like this. Like a little, I don't even know what to call it. There was like a cutoff section. There was a resort right here. Over here there was a guy that had like a boat and stuff and he was doing rentals. And then on the other side was the main dock and that's where the town was. But most people were staying at the resort. We get to the resort and we immediately jump in the water, run up, and they're giving us free drinks and stuff, and like I don't drink, so I'm sitting there sober. And I'm like, man, fuck this. So I'm like, I'm gonna explore the island. I walk around to where the guy was that was giving the rentals for the boats. And I ask him, I'm like, I'm a tourist. I know you, like, you guys live on the water. I know you guys smoke. Where can I buy some weed? He said there's plenty of it here. It's just you have to go into the town and you gotta find like your own person. Like you just gotta ask around. All right, whatever. So I start off by, I go like up into the left and it goes up this like little mountain and I'm walking around towards this ridge and I see this horse and there was like a little farm. It was really nice. And then I come back down and I walk across and then I walk towards the town, which is like back here. And I'm walking around and I'm looking for like the most like typical stoner looking people that I can imagine. I'm looking for waiters, guys with long hair, guys with tattoos, piercings, like things that just scream to me, I smoke weed, you know what I mean? So I find one person and he's like maybe 20. He works at a restaurant. I ask him, I'm like, oh, like, do you know where I can find some weed? I'm like, I'm a tourist. They both look at each other, laugh, and turn towards me and they're like, no. I'm like, all right, fuck. Rejection number 1. And then I go to like this scuba diving place and there are these guys outside and they're smoking cigarettes and they're drinking. It's like the middle of a day and on like a Tuesday. Like I walk up to them and I'm like, you know where I could find some weed? I'm a tourist. I show them a video of me smoking. I'm like, I'm not the cops, I swear. And they turn to each other, same thing, laugh. And they're like, no, we can't help you. Like, I walk around the island a little bit more. I don't see anyone that like is really worth asking. The walk of shame, part 1. And I'm walking back. And as I'm walking back, I see this homeless dude, or he looks homeless, with this dog. I ask him, I'm like, oh, do you smoke? Do you smoke? Like, he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, do you smoke weed? Do you know where I can buy weed? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I do not smoke. Oh, all right. Well, thanks anyway. Walk of shame, part 2. The only reason I turned back was because we had a dinner planned with the group at 8 and it was 7:30 and I was walking back. And I get back to the resort and it's like 7:35 and I'm like, fuck it. I was gonna see the horse really quick and then like I'll be back in time for dinner. But we were paying for it and I had to pay for it, so let's keep that in mind. I walk to go see the horse. I'm barefoot at this point and I have my shirt off because I was in the water. And I walk through this grass and it's like suspiciously sharp grass. So I turn around and I go back to the boat and I get my sandals and then I come back and I start petting the horse again because fuck that. And then that homeless guy, he's like, hey, come here. He's like, you. And I'm like, oh, yeah. He's like, come. And I'm like, oh, fucking bet. And that had happened to me 3 times before. That happened to me in Paris, that had happened to me in Rome, and it had happened to me in Nice. I'm like, oh, fucking bet. And I'm like, will this be quick? Because I have to go eat. He's like, do you want or no? Like, what do you want or no? Tell me. I'm like, all right, let's go. So we walk through the woods for like 5 minutes, taking a couple turns and shit. And like the whole time my legs are getting cut up because this grass is getting taller and taller. And it's like, you're just getting sharper and sharper. And then we walk and we hit this like wall. It's like a corner. And it's 2 walls jutting out. And we jump it and there's like a trailer and there's this giant, like beautiful house. It's right on the water. It's like you can see the sunset. It's gorgeous. So he walks to his house, he gives his dog some water, he's like, let's go in the trailer. I'm like, all right, bet. And that man, literally, he walks into the trailer, sits down, goes. Immediately I'm like, whoa. Hang on, I'll sit in the chair, it's all right. And then he's like, no. And then he comes up to me, then he walks up to me And I'm like, whoa, dip, 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 dip. Get the fuck out of there. As I'm leaving, I turn. This man's hard. I fucking walk into the woods, immediately get turned around and lost, start cutting up my legs like fucking terribly. Like my legs were super fucked up because I was only wearing slides without socks. All right, so navigation 101, what do I do? All right, where's the water? To go down this hill, find the wall, find the water. I walk to the water, and like I said, there are these giant rocks. There's like giant, jagged, sharp rocks, and then there's waves crashing on them the whole time. I have to get to dinner. I made a promise. They made my dinner, and I have to pay for it. I had this Supreme backpack on, and it had my passport, my phone, my wallet. It had all my important shit, all my insurance papers. I had my backpack on, and I walked towards the rocks, and I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna have to climb around all these rocks. This shouldn't be that hard, right? I have to climb all around these rocks, and I start, and I'm like, all right, there's some sand right there. That's the beach. That is my safe haven. That's where I have to get, right? I'm climbing and I'm climbing, and it takes me like 10 minutes just to get to the sand, just to realize it's just a patch of sand. And there's a mile more left of rocks and shit that I have to climb. I start climbing again in my slides, and I'm holding on, and I'm like finding my path, and I'm trying not to fall into the water. And at one point, I was like pretty high up. I turned down and I'm like, there are hella sea urchins down there. And that water is rough as fuck. I'm climbing for like another 30 seconds. I remember this because it was like a fucking movie scene. I'm holding onto a rock with my left hand. I let go of my right hand, and I reach, and as I'm reaching, my left hand breaks. I fall down into the water, hit a rock, and as I hit a rock, I kicked a sea urchin trying to catch myself. My whole bag is soaking wet at this point, and I'm literally just like trying to get to the rock, and I'm like, god damn it. All right, I just need to make it back to the boats, and that's it. I kicked the sea urchin, I'm all fucked up, my foot's bleeding, my back's bleeding because I fell on a rock, all my shit's wet, and I still got like another fucking 30 minutes of climbing. I'm climbing. I finally see the dude that's renting out the things, and I'm like, thank God. I climb over to him. I walk up into the resort. I get there, and everyone's like, Chopstick! Because I'm like 40 minutes late at this point. Everyone's wondering where I am. I sit down, and I'm like clearly drenched in sweat, super fucked up, and someone walks over, hands me a plate of food, a piece of chicken, some rice, and like some vegetables. I cut into the chicken. Instantly, my mouth is dry as fuck. This feels like I'm in like middle school. This is retarded. I'm in Greece. I should be eating good food. And I'm like, whatever. So my mouth's dry as fuck. And I get up and I walk downstairs to the bar, and they're like, oh, we are closing. I am sorry. You can get something to drink upstairs. All right, walk back upstairs on my fucking hurt foot, go inside, and I'm like, can I have a Coke? All I want is a Coke. And they're like, yes, we'll bring it out. They're like, go sit down. All right, straight. I sit down and I'm waiting for my fucking Coke. I sit down and my mouth is too dry to chew because of this piece of chicken, and I'm just tired and thirsty. I wait like another 5 minutes, everybody's talking around me, and they don't bring anything out, and I'm like, all right, fuck this. I pay for my dinner. I walk downstairs, and I fucking grabbed the bottle of water from under my bed and went to bed. Yep, that was my night in Greece. All right, you guys, I actually got dozens of stories like this, so if you want to check them out, my videos are right here. You can subscribe right over here. Post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I really post whenever I have time.